Tesseract Theater's most recent production was the premiere of 9 loosely related vignettes, each by a different playwright, presented under the collective title, A Mourning Hollow. All the action takes place on Halloween in the small Missouri town of Plains Hollow. To devote as much time as possible to the scripts, we're going to put the actors' names on screen instead of mentioning them. I'll just say now that the performances directed by Taylor Grunlow and Brittany Gunn were somewhat variable, but generally well executed. In Grunlow's Crepuscular Rays, a woman who is deeply invested in her pet ferrets is beside herself when she arrives at the veterinarian's office because he isn't the one she expected to find. Daniel, the new vet, works very hard to win Michelle's trust because he's new in town and he's lonely too. In Caitlin McComas's Turtle Seance, Randy has suffered 2 painful losses: his girlfriend Marty and his pet turtle Fabrizio. Marty happens to come by Randy's place just as he is about to conduct a seance that will let him know whether there is any hope of recovering his beloved pet. The setup is awkward, but some of the interaction is interesting. In Anne Gefeller Mason's You, Me, and Alice, Claire brings her husband Byron to the historic cemetery where Claire has organized a Halloween tour. Byron is impressed with the text written for the tour until Claire tells him her information came from a ghost in the cemetery. This play becomes a poignant exploration of coping with grief. In Eric Eidson's Gracie and Cameron, A Story of Kryptonite, the title characters are a couple of nerdy comic book fans. After communicating online, they meet in person for the first time on Halloween in full costume. They shed their insecurities with surprising ease, but their enthusiasm is sweet. In Laura King's The Halloween Dance, Ray Ray, a new student at Plains Hollow High School, is among the boys who TP the house of Melanie, a janitor at the school. When she confronts him, they make a believable connection. In Liesl Emke's Finding Nina, Solomon is looking for his girlfriend Nina, who disappeared right after he proposed to her. He enlists the help of Elizabeth, a pet psychic, who is working as a zombie in a haunted house set up as a Halloween attraction. She can't help him with Nina, but she does tell him what happened to his lost cat. The play is odd but entertaining. In Kevin D. Ferguson's Homebody, Officer Godson visits the elderly Mrs. Humphreys because of complaints about something she has been doing at the home she shares with her husband and sister. This one is a little creepy. In Wendy Marie Martin's On the Inside, the shy Tessa and the exotic Sophie have been left alone at a party by the boys who left to TP Melanie's house. The connection these 2 women make happens with surprising speed. In Shane Strawbridge's Everybody Hurts, Nina, who just left Solomon, runs into Roger, Melanie's ex-husband, who wants to get back with her. The difference in their perspective gives this conversation its punch. Mourning Hollow reminds me of another collection of short plays about a small town, John Cariani's Almost Maine. I think the earlier play has more charm and unity, but I'd say that A Mourning Hollow is the most polished work I've seen so far from Tesseract.
Interesting that you feel that way. It's hard to write short plays like this, and often at Tesseract, I do have the feeling these are sort of apprentice works because there are, I think, mostly grad students who are writing them, or recent graduates, but glad to see them stretching, trying what they can do.
Yes, indeed. We'll be watching some of these productions from our 2 Seats on the Aisle.
And we'll be watching the mail and the email for your thoughts about theater in this program and for items for the calendar.
Send them to 2 on the Aisle, HECTV, 3221 McKelvey Road, Bridgeton, Missouri, 63044, or by email to tota@hectv.org.
Join Deborah Sharn for more news about theater on the KDHX podcast, Break a Leg, Theater in St. Louis and Beyond, and find more news about all the arts on State of the Arts on HECTV on Sundays and Thursdays at 7 p.m.
Catch Bob's reviews on KDHX, and pick up a copy of the new 2nd edition of HECTV's St. Louis Theater Guide either online or at 24 venues on both sides of the river.
Catch both of us next time on Cable and the Web for comedies new, old, and in between.
We'll see you then.